Welcome to Insights, brought to you by Manatee Cancer Center. Insights is a multi-series podcast of cancer-related subjects, giving perspectives from specialists and cancer patients as they tell their real-life stories of victory, such as Sharon.
I'm Sharon Blake, a breast cancer survivor. I want to share my story of the most challenging and rewarding journey of my life. I hope you find these podcasts full of wisdom and inspiration.
The complete Insights series may also be viewed at manateecancercenter.com. Welcome, everybody, to another one of our podcasts presented by the Manatee Cancer Center, Sharon's Insights. And of course, I'm here with Sharon Blake.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. And of course, I'm also here with Dr. Mary Koshy, who is a radiation oncologist at the Manatee Cancer Center. Mary, it's nice to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. And also Amy Polishak, who is the Vice President of Business Development for Brides Against Breast Cancer, a wonderful organization that we're going to be focusing on today. Amy, thanks for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
We're so excited for you to be here and for this wonderful organization that you have. Tell everybody a little bit about Brides Against Breast Cancer and how the organization came into existence.
Thank you. Brides Against Breast Cancer is a national nonprofit, and we travel the country on our nationwide tour of gowns. We receive donated gowns from the bridal industry, from individual brides, bridal shops, and bridal distributors. We then discount those gowns anywhere from probably about, on average, 50 to 75% off the retail value. And on our tour of gowns, we sell those gowns in each community. And we felt like this was a really good opportunity for us, touring the country, to connect with brides, young girls, young ladies when they're ready to start their lives, and provide them with education, information, and outreach on not just breast cancer prevention, but all cancer.
Okay. And what was the impetus that started the organization initially?
Our parent company, the Center for Building Hope, was actually approached by the foundation that ran Brides Against Breast Cancer and the Tour of Gowns. They were looking to regionalize the tour rather than look at it on a national basis. And they originally approached us about taking over Florida. And we thought, again, why not a wonderful time and opportunity for us to reconnect. Right now at Center for Building Hope, we are restricted by geography. So we serve people impacted by cancer with free services in Sarasota, Manatee County. But on the tour, this gave us an opportunity to connect to our medical community partners, much like Manatee Cancer Center, and any other cancer support entities and nonprofits out there, and really work together in all of these 70 cities and provide these brides with information that they likely would not have.
Okay, well that's wonderful. And by the way, if folks want more information about the organization, we want to say this several times throughout the broadcast here, bridesabc.org.
That's correct.
Bridesabc.org is the website. Please go there. And of course also manateecancercenter.com for all of the other things that you may need as it relates to this topic. Amy, volunteering is such an important part of any type of organization. If somebody wants to volunteer, is that something locally that folks can do, or how does that work?
Sure. As a complement to our nationwide tour of gowns, we've opened a boutique here on Lake Osprey Drive in Lakewood Ranch. So we have a robust pool of volunteer needs and a robust pool of volunteers as well. Volunteers can participate in many ways. They can help do things like cleaning of the dresses, etc. We get, and this is kind of a nice fact that you all maybe did not know, but we get about 25 dresses donated per day that come in from FedEx, UPS, or USPS.
Wow.
So there's an intake process. Wedding gowns can actually be cleaned in the washers and dryers, which is kind of interesting.
Wow. Yeah,
so we have special washers and dryers. So volunteers can help with that intake process, and then brides will come in for personal appointments and peruse through the 3,100 gowns that we have.
Wow.
And volunteers are also they're given a little sales training, if you will, and they can work as personal shoppers as well. So we have a lot of opportunities for them at the shop and on the tour.
Okay, and that is, by the way, in Sarasota, technically Sarasota, Bradenton, Florida, because this is, of course, a national or international broadcast. It's very exciting. You said there's 3,100 gowns, but you're getting in I'm sorry, at least 25 a day.
On average, yes.
Now, if someone had a gown, for example, and they'd gotten married and they said, I want to contribute to this, what is the process as far as them wanting to send the gowns, and where would they send them to?
On our website, bridesabc.org, there's a link just for gown donations.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we're accepting newer gowns, so 2009 or newer. We also are doing a dress stash for gowns size 18 plus. So on any of our tour stops, at any of those shows, they can donate the gown at those in those cities, I should say. Mm-hmm. Or there's a form that they can complete and ship it to our corporate office in Sarasota, Florida. Okay. And brides do receive a tax deduction. So if they're cleaning out their closet, want to get rid of an extra item, they also are able to get a tax deduction for their generous donation and pay it forward to help people impacted by cancer.
Sure. Dr. Koshy, I was going to ask you, of course, with being involved with the ManCC Cancer Center, sure. This must be a wonderful and exciting development for you as it relates to outreach and those kinds of things. What types of programs are offered at the ManCC Cancer Center that can relate and maybe work in a partnership with the Brides Against Breast Cancer?
Sure. I think, you know, we've been longtime community partners with the Center for Building Hope, so this is just one more new, exciting venture that they're starting on that we're certainly happy to, you know, collaborate with and support in the future. Right. And I think it's wonderful because, you know, as Amy alluded to, it's inviting women who are at a, you know, happy time in their lives, you know, a wedding, they're a bride, to bring to the forefront breast cancer awareness and contribute back and give back, really, you know, to a movement that's helping women across the country. Sure. So in that respect, it's really, you know, a very, I think, honorable, you know, volunteer effort to help support within the community.
Absolutely. And statistically, can you talk a little bit about statistics and how impactful this can all be?
Sure. I mean, as we all know, the modern day statistics with breast cancer are 1 in 8 women in America at some point in their lives will be diagnosed with this disease. So it's really become something of an epidemic. Yes. So for women, I think from all walks of life, whether they're young brides, you know, or older women, to be able to give back and contribute to this cause is really quite significant to help bring about better breast cancer awareness. And really help contribute, you know, against the fight against this disease. Wonderful. It's really an important thing.
And there's so much support, and I just love organizations like this and how much support that you see, you know, Dr. Koshy, and how important it is at such a challenging time. I love as you said, the symbiosis of a joyful time of life and a challenging time, and folks, again, at those joyful moments, recognizing those that are less fortunate or that are going through struggles and how they can communicate and help. You talked a little bit about the Pink Envelope Project to me before we started, and that doesn't necessarily relate specifically just to weddings, but talk a little bit about the Pink Envelope Project.
Sure. Well, there are lots of gals that have already said I do, so they're not in the gown purchasing business, but they feel connected to the movement, just like Dr. Koshy mentioned, and they can support Brides Against Breast Cancer through the Pink Envelope Project. And gals can order pink envelopes and favor cards and pass them out at any party. They're typically given out at bridal showers or receptions, but it can be a garden party, it can be, you know, a 25th birthday party, it can be a retirement party, and it gives those gals an opportunity to really make a difference. In honor of the hostess, they can actually raise funds for Brides Against Breast Cancer, and we have a web-based platform that allows them to see how much of an impact they really did make from that little party. So it's another way that gals that aren't in the bridal market, if you will, right now, can make a difference and help people impacted by cancer. Because, and I'll add to what Dr. Koshy said as well, more people are living with cancer, and I think that's really important for us as well. When we look at all these gals, you know, the average age of the brides in the U.S. right now is 24. Most 24-year-olds are probably not thinking about, they may have a grandparent or a coworker that's been impacted by cancer, but they're not thinking about themselves potentially being impacted by cancer. So it gives us an opportunity as we travel the country and here at our shop to provide education and information to all these brides, to provide breast self-exam cards, through our partnerships, our community partners in the medical community and in the breast support world all over the country. So we're really thrilled to be part of this process.
It's very, very exciting, and I just want to reiterate to everybody, if you want more information as it relates to Brides Against Breast Cancer, their website is bridesabc.org, and also we, of course, are presented by the Manatee Cancer Center, and that's manateecancercenter.com. And so what do you think so far about everything they've been talking about, Sharon?
Pretty good, but I'm not a bride-to-be, so...
Okay, okay. Well, perhaps someday,
But,
right? Always
yes.
a bridesmaid, never the bride, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But I
Okay.
was just telling Amy that at the hospital in my unit alone, in the last 2 months, I've had like 3 nurses get married.
Oh.
So I'm hoping she'll bring me some flyers and I can put them around the whole hospital.
For sure, yeah.
So-
And there's so many people that visit either the Manatee Cancer Center or the
Yes.
hospital that, as you said, that once they're exposed to it, because this is again such a new thing,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
Now, what about sponsorships? They're so important to any nonprofit organization. I know that, as I understood from the website, the Hyatt locally is a sponsor. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Okay.
We will have our local Sarasota Tour of Gowns stop at the Hyatt Regency downtown Labor Day weekend. But yes, sponsorships and key, connecting with key stakeholders in not just locally, but all the cities that we tour in is critical, because the more money that we can raise and the less dollars we have to spend in marketing costs, et cetera, as like with any business, the more dollars we can put back into the cancer support services that are provided free to anyone impacted by cancer. So, any businesses that are interested in partnering with us can certainly let us know, and we'd appreciate any consideration.
Absolutely. And again, go to their website, bridesabc.org, and find out more information about that. We're going to take just a quick little brief stop, and when we return, we'll talk a little bit more about the organization, okay? Great. Welcome back to our podcast presented by the Manatee Cancer Center. We're talking about Brides Against Breast Cancer today. And of course, we're with Amy Polishak, who is the Vice President of Business Development, as well as Dr. Koshi from the Manatee Cancer Center. Thank you for being with us. With Sharon Blake, who is the inspiration for all this, Sharon's Insights. Sharon, we were talking at the break briefly, and what would you like to ask Amy?
If I'm a potential bride, not going to happen, but
Never say never.
I know, someday you're
if I came to your store, what would I expect? Because I watch, what's it called?
Those bridal shows, I don't know.
Yeah,
what
the
they're-
bridal
wars, I don't know.
shows. Yeah.
Good question. And I think everyone has a little fear, well, what's going to
Yes.
happen and how are we different or similar to other bridal shops? Well, you would first make an appointment. So you could call our toll-free number, 877-721-HOPE, make an appointment. You come in and you work with 1 or 2 personal shoppers. We'll provide you with a nice mimosa if you'd like one, or, or an orange juice. And what we do is based on your style interest, we'll actually pull dresses out of the 3,100 that we have in inventory. And how familiar do all you feel with dress styles? We can talk about dress styles.
Yeah, let's do it.
Mermaid style is really big, hot now. The gals never want to show their figure until the day they get married. So the mermaid style is very hot. The ball gowns are big, and with the royal wedding last year, lace is in.
So good.
Oh yes. So they come in and out very quickly. So we'll pull up to maybe 20 or 30 gowns. We have private dressing room, and usually on average each appointment I would say runs probably about 1.5 hours to 2 hours.
Okay.
We also have volunteer seamstresses and alterations gals there. They have been cancer survivors, and were our participants at our parent company Center for Building Hope. And this is their way of giving back. So you can, right there on the spot, make a decision based on a dress that you may have found, if it needs to be altered in a certain way for you to, take that gown and have that ready for your special day. You have the insight from these wonderful volunteer seamstresses as well.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah, that's really neat. Now, I know you talked a little bit earlier in the broadcast about the nationwide tour of gowns bridal shows. How many cities are you going to be going to?
Our fiscal year starts July 1, so I look at it from July 1 to June 30 of 2013, but we'll be in between 65 and 75 cities.
Wow.
So we're from, Miami to Portland, Oregon. We're in, Philadelphia to San Diego. So we will traverse the country.
And so that would be like a 2-day event, or is it like a 1-day event in different places? How exactly does that work?
It depends on the city and the availability. In partnership with the hotels that are so gracious to host those events for us in those markets, but they're typically 2-day shows.
Okay.
And we work with local cancer support entities and pick beneficiaries in each region. For example, we were in San Francisco recently, and CARE, which was an organization that provided free support services to low-income, medically uninsured folks. We provided them with funds from proceeds from the sale. So we pick beneficiaries and plan to make a $1 million investment into the cancer support entities all over the country during the Tour of Gowns.
Wow, that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. And again, you have continuing partnerships, as you said, with the different hotels in all these various cities throughout the country.
Yes.
Amazing. And so you have you said 65 to 75 coming up in this fiscal year.
65 to 75. So yes, it's you'll see we have a 52-foot trailer that rolls right through town. It says, "Here comes the brides."
Wow.
So it's quite a show. It's just like any other, I guess, exhibition, except we're bringing bridal gowns and we're providing hope.
And curiously, how many gowns will you have with you in this 52-foot trailer?
On average, we showcase about between 1,000 and 1,100 per show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And now, do you actually have it like a runway? Is it like a big show with music and a runway kind of thing, or how's the setup for it?
It can be. We create a mini standalone bridal show.
Okay.
So it's really about showcasing the gowns, because the brides are coming because they're connected to cancer in some way, and because they want to give back, and they want a good discount, of course, on the gowns.
Sure.
We do typically work with local vendors in the bridal sector business, and with our cancer support partners like Manatee, and medical partners like Manatee Cancer Center, and it gives them an opportunity to, again, chat with all the girls about the services that they provide in the local community. But yes, in certain cities we'll do VIP events where we have cocktail parties and breast cancer survivors modeling gowns and music and the whole, and just to have a great party.
Wow, that's outstanding. Sure.
I have a question. While you're on the tour, if somebody falls in love with a dress, can they buy it from you, or you get them in touch with a local retailer?
No, they actually, the tour is meant for, brides to actually hopefully find that gown, and they can purchase it right there and then.
So you can drive home with an empty trailer?
That would be lovely. My driver would like that. He would be a little easier with the bumps. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
And we sell, on average, it really depends on the market, but we'll sell between 50 and 100 gowns per stop. And we're always, we have new inventory, we're rotating, but much like we would in the shop, have the alterations gals there. It's the same type of experience. We try to create that on the tour as well.
Oh, wow.
It's not running of the brides, but we have dressing rooms and, just like going into a bridal boutique.
Oh, okay.
That's absolutely wonderful. Great question on that. And as you said, you're getting an average of about 25 gowns each day. So they will get replenished and then sent to Albuquerque, wherever the next stop is going to be.
Yes.
And will you be out there on the road? Will they see you out there?
Yes, I will be on the road.
Okay.
Yes, constantly. I'm leaving for Fort Lauderdale this week,
Okay.
so a local show, and then out to Reno, Nevada after that.
That's great. And so you asked a little bit about when they go into the bridal shop what to expect, and now. No, I'm not going to.
Okay.
No, nothing crazy. But so I'm just thinking, when people are there, they can actually purchase the gowns if they were actually out there in location. So again, if you're listening to this broadcast wherever you might be, go to the bridesabc.org website to find out what cities, and they're already listed out for the 2012-2013 season, correct?
Correct, yes.
Wonderful. So you can find out if they're going to be in your town, and then contact them if maybe you have something to donate. Bring your checkbook either as a donation or purchase, get ready to purchase a gown. I can't believe that you actually have fittings and things like that right at these events.
We do.
That's really brilliant.
Dressing rooms and everything.
That's wonderful.
Can I ask another question?
Oh, my goodness, of course.
Do you sell the undergarments as well? Because I know you need special undergarments for a wedding dress.
That's a good question. We do have some special bras, sashes. We sell other bridal accessories as well,
okay.
and we do bridesmaids gowns and mother of the bride's gowns.
Oh,
so slips.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we do sell those on the tour and in our shop as well.
Oh, okay.
Wonderful.
Right.
So what do you think about all this, Dr. Koshy?
I think it's wonderful.
Yes.
It really is. It's an amazing program, and it's so exciting to have it here locally.
Yes. It really is neat, and again, in your partnership with Center for Building Hope, and also, of course, with Manatee Cancer Center, it's giving hope you know, and again, those, as you said, that are at a different time of their life, or as you said, not really as impacted by it, that they're actually able to have an awareness and also get the savings from it. I mean, and we're talking about gowns from Maggie Sotero, Vera Wang, Justin Alexander. Talk a little bit about some of the types of gowns. I mean, they could be literally anything from super, super designer gowns to just talk a little bit about
And
that.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I think there's two misnomers about Brides Against Breast Cancer. Number one is that you cannot purchase a gown unless you've had breast cancer. The funds go back to help people impacted by cancer, but this is for any bride. And, you know, you found the man, you found the ring, now come on out and find your gown. But as far as the designers, I mean, we've got standard gowns, we've got your David's Bridal, and we've got couture gowns. We recently, it's actually showcased here in the shop in Sarasota, received 2 weeks ago a Bagley Mishka $8,500 gown that we've discounted down to $3,500.
Wow.
So the average price is probably about $600 for a bridal gown in our shop, but we have gowns as low as $99. So sizes 0 to 30, price is $99 to no more than $4,000. So you're getting dramatic discounts.
That is startling. I mean, you can actually buy a beautiful gown as little as $99.
Yeah.
Wow.
And make a big difference in the lives of people with cancer.
Wow. And as you said, or hey, if you really want to contribute and you want to have the ultimate designer gown, is that Bagley Mishka still there?
It is.
Is it really? And what size for anybody listening? What
Size 8.
It's a size 8. That's right about average. That should be fine. Absolutely perfect. So if you are interested in any of those gowns, of which there are currently, did you say about 3,100?
3,100, yes.
3,100 and counting. And remember, if you have a gown that was from a wedding from 2009 or earlier, what if you mentioned, what if you have a gown from 1970 and you're like, well, I want it donated or contributed? I mean, is there any kind of retro thing? People are into 70s stuff. I mean, is there a use for those kinds of things, or is it really, you just really want to focus on the newer gowns?
Well, right now, based on capacity, we're looking for certain things. We're looking for newer gowns, 2009 or newer.
Right.
We're also looking for the styles that I discussed before, the mermaid, the trumpet, the lace, the ball gown, and we are running a dress dash for sizes 18 plus, because there is a need for those dresses as well.
Sure.
I think throughout the year we change, obviously as our inventory decreases, we open that up and we will accept bridal gown donations of other dresses outside of that criteria, but that's the current criteria that we have just based on pure capacity in our warehouse.
Sure.
I try to jump through the racks, and when that happens to get from my office to the next, I realize that we have to pull it back somehow. So we've got to, select some criteria.
No, that's absolutely right. So again, if you've been married in the last 3 years or so, and you would like to contribute your gown, that would be outstanding. And it's also a tax write-off as well, correct?
Yes. Any gown donation, you will receive a tax donation letter within usually about 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay, wonderful. So again, benefiting folks that are struggling with issues of cancer, the tax benefits from it, and kind of the joy of sharing the gown, and some other bride gets to utilize it, because so often I know many lady friends of mine that have gotten married, they think, I've got this gown, and well, there it is sitting in the closet, or sitting in a getting moths attacking it, never gets used or seen again, so this is a second way to utilize this. Will you be donating your gown, Dr. Koshy?
Sure, if I can find it.
If she can find it, Dr. Koshy will be donating her gown. That's outstanding, wonderful. Well, we're so grateful to you, Amy, for all of your efforts in the Brides Against Breast Cancer. We're appreciative of you, Sharon, for inspiring all of these great conversations. And of course, Dr. Koshy, for your continued support and your knowledge and everything as it relates to oncology.
Sure.
Wonderful. Thank you all for joining us here for another one of these wonderful podcasts presented by the Manatee Cancer Center. I'm Mike Cradlack, and we're again appreciative for everybody being here, and we hope to speak to you again sometime in the near future. Thank you. Thank you for listening to Insights, produced by the Manatee Cancer Center. For more information on upcoming podcasts, visit www.manateecancercenter.com.